Did you know over 63% of business owners report facing regular creative blocks? It's real. You're working hard, ideas are running dry, and suddenly it feels like you're hitting a wall after wall after wall. Have you ever been there? Stuck, staring at a blank screen, wondering how to make your next move. If you're nodding along, trust me, you're not alone. Today, we're diving deep into practical, no-fluff strategies to help you break through creative blocks so you can reignite your business, attract your dream clients, and keep your ideas flowing like never before. So watch until the end of this video because you're going to have some golden nuggets to take away, and I have a special offer for you at the end. So the first thing is lack of inspiration. And the problem is many business owners find themselves out of fresh ideas or struggling to connect with trends and new creatives. The cause is this could stem as a repetitive routine, limited exposure to new experiences, or simply exhaustion from wearing too many hats. The impact is without new inspiration, content becomes stagnant, and the business may lose its edge, failing to capture customers' attentions or evolve in a responsive market. Now, that's very valid. Another problem people face is burnout. Working nonstop without adequate breaks can drain mental energy, leading to physical and emotional exhaustion. The pressure of constant output, tight deadlines, maintaining competitive edge with competitors and competition, and everybody else seems like they're putting out content. The impact is burnout leads to a decline in creative thinking, problem solving, and even productivity in the actual business, ultimately slowing down business growth. Number 3, the fear of failure. The problem is doubt and fear of making mistakes can stifle experimentation and prevent you from taking risks that could lead to innovation. The cause is it feels like it's high stakes. The industry is just killing it, or a past setback could leave the business owner second-guessing the ideas and strategies. This could cause a huge impact. This fear keeps them in a safe zone, preventing breakthrough ideas or pivoting when needed, which can leave the business and the social media stagnant. Another problem is perfectionism. The desire for everything to be flawless can make it difficult to finalize or even start projects. The cause is just high expectations for every project, fueled by comparison with competitors. It can make taking imperfect action feel impossible, and this impact can lead to indecision, procrastinating, and unfinished projects, robbing the business of momentum. 5, overwhelm from multitasking. Problem, constantly juggling numerous roles in the business can, dilute the focus and make it hard to sustain creativity in any one area. Limited resources often mean business owners handle tasks across marketing, operations, financing, etc., just spreading themselves super thin. And what this causes mental bandwidth for creativity to reduce. Number 6, the lack of clarity or direction. The problem with this is that without a clear vision or a goal, creativity may feel aimless, making it hard to not even know what to do. This causes uncertainty about long-term business goals or a need for a better defined values or mission. And the impact of this is ideas become scattered and time is wasted on initiatives that don't align with the best course of action for the business. So these are all different problems that we all face across, every industry as business owners. And what has worked for me and what I realized for all of our clients and just people outside of our client network is that creativity is put up on a pedestal. Like it's this big thing, like that we need to do something special to create, to be creative, and you have to tap into this thing. But what's really, really worked for me is just treating creativity as a routine or a habit. And it doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to have all the right ideas. Just taking a specific time a day to just knock out posts or editing or creative actions. So for me, I use the Osmo Pocket 3. It's right here. I have it everywhere. And I film all my content with this. Like every single day, I just make it a habit to carry this thing with me. And I'm always filming. And then at the end of the day, around 6 or 7, once my daughter's like time for her to go to bed, I start to do like little edits and experiment with things as they are. And so with this, it's a habit. It's not necessarily like I'm not straining to be creative. It's just a habit. It's habitual. It's a routine. And some days I'm like, I don't feel like doing this. I'm like, I don't feel like freaking doing any of it. But I sit down and I know that if I spend 10, 15, 20 minutes, I'll knock out a post, I'll knock out an edit, I'll do what I have to do. So instead of taking creativity and thinking of it as like something you put on a pedestal, try to think of it as just a habit. Just make it a routine of your day-to-day business operations. Like, it's true, all the things that I stated before, are very accurate. Like, people get bogged down with all of those things. And I just want to share a quick story. For me and my business, what happened, right when I bought this DJI Osmo Pocket, I went from posting once a day, and I was posting like podcast talking head clips is what I was mainly posting. And they were doing okay on social media. I was routine, dialed in. I was posting, once a day. It was totally just locked in. Like I was doing it. I hope that this is in focus. I really do. And so I was locked in and it was doing good on social media. I was like doing that for a long time, for like maybe a couple years. I got this Osmo Pocket 3 and I started filming like vlog style content, simple content, nothing crazy. I was just totally experimenting with it. And what happened to my business is insane. Within the first quarter, like 3 months I went from posting once a day to posting like 2 or 3 times a day because I was filming so much content and I was editing it into short reels, that my business like expanded dramatically. I pulled the numbers. It was like $123,000 in a quarter that was generated, and that came from people outreaching to me like, hey, I love what you have going on. How can we do work with you? Things like of that nature. That's kind of what the power of showing up on social media. And I think that the creative blocks, like I'm not saying it's a myth, but I'm saying that I think that you can mitigate that from being a limited belief to just creating it into a habit. So like create a habit of making posts, create a habit of doing social media like every single day in a certain time block of your day. And if you just do it routinely, it becomes a part of your normal. And then you don't have to kind of feel like you're just having to generate some special creative powers just to make a post on social media. I know that a lot of people struggle with all of the problems, right? You're wearing too many hats, you're doing too many things, and it feels like when you're in that position, trust me, I run 3 businesses, and I'm steadily building second layers of leadership. So I know when you get to that point and you feel like just overwhelmed and you feel like content is just another thing that you have to keep up with, another thing that you have to do, it can become overwhelming. So in the description, there's 2 major solutions that I suggest. One is you could start a podcast. If you're in Las Vegas, we have a studio called The Pod Place where you could record your first podcast for only $100. And that allows you to just knock out a 1-hour time frame of content and chop it up into multiple shorts. So that's a big solution for business owners and businesses. And the huge value in starting a podcast isn't necessarily the content. Yes, that checks off the content, list, checks it off. But it's the network of expanding your network through other business owners. I like to use my podcast in a way where I invite prospects, like prospective buyers of our business. I invite them in to come and take advantage of this. And that creates a network and a relationship. And who knows if they don't do business with us for a year, 2 years, 3 years down the line, it doesn't matter. But we open the door. So like the most valuable thing of a podcast is opening the door for business. That's how I utilize it. Now, the second solution is to work directly with Pathfinder Productions, our creative agency. And I know what you're thinking. We have literally, we work with all types of budgets, from little budgets to big budgets, and we're nationwide. We work with people nationwide. We have a network of videographers across the country. We have, remote social media marketers that probably know more than, anybody that you would bring on a staff. So we have the full systems dialed in. If that's something you want to take advantage of, the descriptions are in the bio. And then last but not least, just subscribe if you feel like you got any value from this. I'm looking super forward to seeing you on the next one. Peace.